Hi, my name is Ruth. When I was young, I was a very quiet, mousy, and shy girl. My church friends remember me as the girl who sat in the corner of the hall reading a book after church, or someone who hid behind my parents when they talked to their friends. I guess inherently, I was quiet, but I always desired attention and love from others. My parents were very loving, but I was too young to realize that my family showed love in different ways, through their quiet, stable, acts of service ways. And as a result, I didn't feel loved, and I began to search for it in the wrong places. My teenage self was loud and bombastic. This is me. I became someone who sought for attention outside because I didn't know who to turn to at home. I loved being heard and I loved being seen. My friends knew me for being the overconfident friend who didn't really care about what others thought about her. I wore whatever I wanted, I shouted and I cheered a lot. I was loud and funny. Yes, to some extent my self-esteem was at a rocket high and I really loved who I had become because it covered up all my shyness, my flaws, my quiet, undesirable self. I continued to live life my own way. In some sense, my confidence helped me to control my life. I got the friends, the fame, the love, and the life that I wanted. I also got the boy I wanted. I sought for attention in a boy who shared very different values from me. And I guess it was then that I was really made to confront what I was seeking for in this world. This person saw my flaws and the lack of confidence that I had covered up for years. I hated it, and I responded with a lot of anger and frustration. I hated who I was with him, and I would try to salvage my image by finding my identity in him. I hoped that he would give me more praise, more attention, more love, just as everyone always had. But he saw my weaknesses, and
Hi, my name is Ben. I grew up in a loving Christian family who always brought me to Sunday school and taught me who God was and how He loved us. I knew who God was, but I often did not treat Him as my God. I was more interested in living life my own way. I was always quite a shy kid. I had a small group of friends and usually spent my days at home playing with Lego and MapleStory. However, things changed when I entered secondary school. I started to make more friends in school through my CCA, rugby. Throughout secondary school and into JC, I really enjoyed my expanding list of friends and slowly started thinking I was one of the cool kids. I started finding a lot of my identity in what others thought of me. I wanted to be academic and competent. I wanted to be sporty and fun. I started to believe my worth laid in what I could achieve and how I appeared in front of others. There was a point in my life where I had many friends, but I realized none of these friendships were really deep. They were almost all superficial friendships. The more I sought after deeper relationships, the more disappointed I was. I craved to have a group of close friends and to feel wanted. Putting my identity into academics and social status meant that I was easily shaken and life became full of insecurities. So many things were out of my control. Then I asked myself, what was I really looking for? Why do I have this desire to be wanted? In what was I placing my hopes and dreams?
when my relationship ended in my teenage years, I felt lost. The walls of confidence I built for myself had all tumbled down. I wasn't particularly religious at that point, but I had gone to a Christian school all my life and attended church every Sunday with my family. I knew of God, but I didn't really bother. I was busy trying to cover up all my flaws and live life my own way. But by God's grace, He showed me that despite all my flaws and all the wonky parts that I was trying to hide, God still loved me. He really did. I was a poor and helpless worm, inherently selfish and with very, very low self-confidence, but He still forgave me. He loved me completely, wholly, and fully.
Similar to Ruth, God was also teaching me His ways. I came to see that even though I am a sinful human, God loved me so much that He gave His only Son to die on the cross for my sins so that I may have life with Him. My identity is not based on what I can achieve or who I am in society, but it is in being part of God's family.
A long time later, Ben and I got together. Ben is a wonderful partner and a friend, and gradually he grew to become my best friend.
Ruth too is my best friend. We do have so much fun together. But we know that our love for each other is limited and sometimes fallible.
Throughout our relationship, there were some very high highs and some very low lows. Sometimes these low lows existed because we found ourselves finding love in each other more than in God. Again, when we tried to seek for a perfect love in an imperfect place, it results in a lot of unmet expectations and turmoil. Two broken halves do not make one whole.
Ruth can't fill the void I have.
And neither can Ben.
We believe that relationships and marriage are not the ultimate fulfillment in this life. Just as we were taught when we were not yet together, happiness and contentment can easily fade away. And marriage, as amazing and as great as it can and should be, it is a mere shadow of God's perfect love.
As Ben and I enter marriage, we are reminded by our past that we should always fix our eyes on Jesus, the OG definition of love.
And because of that, we don't need to chase achievements or popularity or a perfect relationship.
Ben and I are still imperfect humans. Our marriage won't be perfect, our lives won't be perfect, just because we have a relationship or are getting married. But we have a stable and never failing love, and we can have great joy and satisfaction in our lives as we keep our eyes fixed on Jesus, the true definition of love.
When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing that will be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. We'll sing and shout the victory. We'll sing